Welcome back to my channel. It's Raven and this is random. I literally do not YouTube enough. Like, I need to get back in the feeling of just talking to you guys. I feel like, I don't know, I've just become so private over the years just because I know a lot of random people follow me, and I know that a lot of people don't always have my best intentions at heart. So I've been bottling up a lot of things, but I wanted to make this video specifically for my Challenge People fans, the ones that support me and love me with that. And really, I guess just to update you guys on everything that I've been feeling and exactly why I've chose not to go on season 40. A lot of people thought that it had to do with school, which that is part of the reason why, but there's also a little more into it. So I just want to give some insight into that. And if you're watching, like, subscribe, and let's get into it, shall we? Okay guys, so as some of you may know, yes, the main reason why I did not go on season 40 of the challenge was because I am a full-time grad student, and being a full-time grad student means I can't just drop out of school whenever I want, and I couldn't just leave and come back to my classes. So that's the main reason why I could not attend. Now, on top of all of that, I had just felt like I just left season 39. Like, I didn't even have time to process what happened to me and what I knew was going to be coming out with the show by the time they were getting ready to go for season 40. And I was like, hold up, man. Like, I need a breather. I need to process everything. And I think it was such a blessing to be offered to go back to back, and honestly, to God, I wish that I was able to go to season 40. I really, really do. But at the same time, I do feel like I just had to put my mentality first, my own mental health first. And so that was another reason. I just was not, I feel, physically ready. And I also feel that I just left in such a good space on season 39 that I wanted to digest really who I was through that season and how it helped me to be who I am today. So I wanted to take time to go through that. And then also, so it was for my own mental health, and it was for school, and also that elimination, that night challenge, Dark Tide, where I got purged out, I actually got really, really bad whiplash. When I get dropped into the water from the speedboat, and I come up, I don't know if any of you guys remember, I was like, oh, Jesus. I was like, that almost took me out because I got whiplash so bad. I was trying to be like Emmanuel, and he like dives into the water when the safety crew was like, when you go into the water, you know, hold your life jacket like this and just fall straight in. Don't try to do anything fancy. And for some reason, I don't know why, I felt like I could do what Emmanuel did. And I busted my ass. I literally like flew back into the water like that. And I just got such whiplash that when I came back from that, when I got purged and I came back into the States and stuff, my whole spine was just fucked up. And I had to start getting some treatment, like chiropractic treatment. I've already had really bad back issues, and that challenge just made everything 10 times worse. Like, I definitely didn't feel aligned in my body. So, you know, not feeling aligned in my body, I didn't feel aligned in my soul and in my spirit. And I was like, man, I just have to figure out how I can just feel like myself again, because honestly, even 38 and 39, like, I did do back to back, and just those 2 years was monumentally, if that's even a word, it was just so life-changing, and I really just wanted to process everything, truly. I would also say that getting my spine realigned was another thing that I had to start going through. And also, I was a whole vegetarian on season 39, so I was very limited to my food options. I was eating a bunch of carbs, a bunch of pasta, and very little fruit, and I just felt not like my best self. I didn't feel super healthy. I was heavy. I felt fat and bloated. I just felt like sluggish, and I was just like, I got to detox. So I went on a super big detox when I came back from the show, and also when I came back from the show, I had to pack up all my things from LA and ship everything across the country to here to New York. So it was like one thing after another, and as soon as I started school, I still didn't even process everything that was happening with me. So that took a lot of time to adjust. I just wanted to get back into a healthy eating habit routine, and I wanted to start working out consistently. Like, I just wanted to make sure I was aware of my life before the show. And the biggest reveal, and the reason for this video mainly, is because I also would like to share with you guys here on YouTube that can be here, even for anyone else, because I'm going to put this in the title, and I know you guys are curious to what it is. And so my first year, season 38, when I booked the challenge, right when I came back from that season, Ride or Dies, I found out that I have a very rare... Okay, let me just also mention that this is super difficult to share because it is something that I'm still battling with. It's something that I'm struggling with, but I also know that I'm not alone. Even though this disorder is rare, I do know that there are people out there with it, and I'm hoping by me sharing my story that it will encourage or just help someone else along the way through possibly going whatever that they're going through. And I've also been, learning more about myself, and I've been inspiring people. I've been seeing your guys' sweet messages, and I've been getting emails that I've just been inspiring you guys, which makes me feel so loved and happy, because I just don't ever feel like I really have that effect on anyone. And so because it's literally just me like sharing myself, and I really don't, sometimes I'm not always aware of how I'm affecting other people, good and bad. So a lot of times I hold myself back because of just how I'm afraid that I will be perceived. So I just am more cautious. But I've also been around more older people and just people that I could call mentors that are just inspiring me to share my story and to just be more open with where I'm at in life, and that there's no right or wrong way to be doing this or to be sharing it with you guys. And I do believe that I am blessed and highly favored, and I am protected by God and my angels, and so I just want to share this because it is something that I have been going through now for almost 2 years, and I'm still adjusting to the reality of what could be, which brings me a lot of anxiety when I think about it. But basically, when I finished season 38, the same year that I found out my dad was diagnosed with, we don't really like to say the word, but when I found out he was diagnosed with that, I found out that's like maybe 2 months later that I have a rare eye condition or eye disorder called an optic disc pit. And basically what that is so I got LASIK in 2019, had 20/20 vision right after I got out of the chair. My vision was crisp, clear as day. And so what? Like 4 years later, so because it's been 4 years since I got LASIK, the doctors tell me that there is absolutely no way that LASIK could have caused this. For the ones that are just curious, they are saying that LASIK couldn't have caused this, which I don't think so either. But basically, I'm driving down the highway, dee la la la, minding my business, and I'm looking at the street signs, and I noticed that like one's a little squiggly, just slightly a little off, and I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, I'm supposed to have 20/20, so I was going like this, and I was going like this, and I was noticing a difference in my eye. And so I went to the doctor, and I was like, I can't already need a touch-up on LASIK, which I would never do, honestly. Now that I'm older, I cannot believe I did half the shit that I've done in my early 20s, like my tattoos, like just the things that I've done in my early 20s. I'm just like, whoo, I clearly had no guidance. Yeah, so the doctor ends up telling me that basically I have this rare eye condition that So this is your eyeball, and behind your eye is your optic nerve, which your optic nerve is connected to your brain, right? And your eyes send signals through the optic nerve into your brain. And I have been doing so much research, y'all. Just like when I tell you these medical, like, let me just show you, because I have become obsessed with learning about the body. You guys are gonna think I'm absolutely nuts. But okay, so you guys are gonna think I'm absolutely crazy, but I went to this holistic doctor out here in New York, because after a while, like, you just start looking for answers, and all answers that you can find, right? So I have my eyeball, and then my optic nerve, and then my brain. So basically your optic nerve is supposed to be straight, right? And then you have all the fibers and the nerves and like the blood vessels that like reach out from it. Basically your optic nerve is supposed to be straight, and mine dips down like this. So it goes, that's the best way that I can describe it. It's not a straight line. It has like an indentation, and what it says is like you're born with it, and you don't start to see symptoms of it until your 20s or 30s, which I think is such bullshit, because it's like, if I've had this my whole life, how am I just now starting getting symptoms? And if you guys are wondering, you're like, oh, well, what are the symptoms? Basically, the symptoms are fluid. Because your optic nerve is bent, you have a pit in it, the fluid that flows in and out of your eyes that keep your eyes moist, they say that they don't know where the fluid comes from. It's just fluid that is inside your eyeball that keeps everything attached and connected. And it could be like fluid from your brain that comes in. They say it could be the fluid in your eyes, but somehow, you know, you have natural fluid in your eyes. But when the optic nerve is damaged and the fluid doesn't drain in and out properly, because you have fluid that's building up on this pit part right here, basically all the fluid is not draining out of my eye. So I'm getting excess fluid in my eye. And what the excess fluid causes your eyes to do, it can cause your macula, which is responsible for your central vision, to detach, because the fluid doesn't know where to go. It's going underneath the macula in your eye, and it's causing your macula to detach from this other part of your eye that helps you basically see. So when I came back from season 38, I was seeing a doctor in LA, and he said, well, sometimes, you know, this can heal and reverse itself. So let's just not do any treatment on it right now. We'll just wait and see what happens. And I didn't know this at the time, but I'm aware now what was going on. Before I came and saw a doctor in New York, I would be blinking my eye like this, y'all, and I saw like a black circle every time I blinked. It was just a black circle. And basically what was happening is I was losing my eyesight. My macula was detaching. I can't believe like I'm sharing this, because I do want to post this. I do want to post this because it is really scary for anyone that is dealing with any eye problems. Whew. Okay. Basically, I guess what really scares me is, you know, you never know, like, I don't know what could happen in the future. Like, losing my sight is automatically like the scariest thing that anyone, I think, could go through. Not to mention everything else that's like super bad. But luckily, when I got to New York, I was able to see one of the best retina specialists, and he put me on this medication that took out a lot of the fluid out of my cells, and it basically reattached my macula, thank God. In about like a few weeks, I was blinking and the dark circle went away, which is really, really good. But at the same time, it was reducing the fluid out of my eyes. So basically, I'm on this type of medication that's considered for glaucoma patients. Even though I wasn't diagnosed with glaucoma, it's a different diagnosis. I have symptoms like glaucoma, but my eye pressure in my eyes, which is what glaucoma is, it's like an increase in eye pressure that causes your eye to do weird stuff. I'd never have that, so it's complicated. But basically I was taking medicine for my eyes to reduce the fluid, to reattach my macula, and at the same time that I'm taking this medication to help my eye, it was also reducing the fluids in my whole body. So I was you know when you just like have like little dimples in the side of your thighs, maybe if your skin is like squished together like this or something, or even just cellulite. You know how like cellulite causes dimples. So it got to the point when I was taking it around month 3 that the dimples were showing up in my thighs, in my calves, on my stomach, on my arms. I started to notice like basically my body was losing fluid in all of my cells throughout my whole body. And that medication was also like very just not good for you. Like it was solving my eye problem, yay, but it was causing so many other issues. It took away this enzyme that helps me digest food, so I wasn't using the bathroom regularly. It would cause tingling in my hands and my feet, like severe tingling, because it's attacking like the nervous system or some crazy stuff, you guys. I always had tingly feet and hands, and I wasn't using the bathroom, and my skin was like sucking in. Like it was just insane, and I'm just blessed that it was during the winter time. So during school, I was wearing sweats and stuff all the time, but I could not focus on a thing. My brain was always in a fog. I couldn't retain information. Like my professor would be speaking about something, and then like 2 seconds later, I'd be like, okay, what did she say? Let me just test. What did she just say? Like a sentence before she just said it. I could not remember what she said. And I've never had these problems before, so I knew it was the medicine, and I went back to the doctor and I said, dude, like, I'd rather take a chance because I cannot stay on this. Like, God take the wheel, because I can't do this. So all of this was happening actually while season 39 was airing. And it's just a really special, interesting moment for me, because I felt I was definitely at my lowest, and it was nice to see on TV like who I was, even though I didn't feel at my best at the time on Battle for a New Champ. I tried my hardest and I didn't give up, and that was the moments when I felt the strongest, and I was able to prove to myself who I was, and it was just nice to be reminded of that. So I told the doctor I couldn't stay on it, so now we're taking these eye drops to reduce the fluid, and it's not as strong or potent, but the eye drops that I'm taking do help reduce the fluid so I can see. And I do like this electrical stimulation over my eyes to just strengthen my optic nerve throughout the day. And I'm just approaching like holistic approaches to my eye disorder. And anyone out there that knows anyone struggling with something similar, and you know, I was like on this live chat for this foundation for eye diseases and eye disorders, and when I tell you there are people out there that do have it way worse than me, and it has opened my perspective, you know, because I didn't always have 20/20. Like, I know most people out here in the world don't have good vision, you know, I know that that's normal. So yeah, it's just taking just something to get used to, because I do know that, you know, a lot of people don't have good vision, but glasses or contacts will fix it. My disorder, that does not work. Glasses or contacts don't work. So, you know, it's just scary, and your prayers are very much appreciated. And, you know, if you don't wish any good for me, then whatever, like, please get gone. And it doesn't honestly matter though, because I know that I'm blessed and I'm protected, and I really hope that if you are watching this, you do support me, and that's all I can hope for. So to anyone that could be going through the same things, like I said, these books, I met with a holistic eye doctor, and I've been taking these Chinese herbs to help with my eyes, which I can share if you guys want on my Instagram. Just comment if you are interested in knowing about those. But also here is, like, you guys, I have a whole medical book When I tell you I have been reading this thing back to back to back, natural eye care, vision and healing. Like I've been diving deep, and then this is like brain health. So it talks about Alzheimer's, preventing Alzheimer's and dementia and other related diseases naturally. Recommendations for good brain health, you guys. So I would love to just take some information from this and make some videos about it. If you guys are interested in wanting to know more, or if you guys have questions about any diseases or disorders, I can maybe find it in the book and I can share it with you guys. But yeah, so that's been my journey, and I'm, you know, still finding myself and still loving myself and accepting, you know, what God brings into my life. And I don't think that it's not anything I can't handle. I do know that, you know, it takes time to adjust and accept, but I think when you feel like life is really hard and you can't go on anymore, just gain a different perspective. Do what you can to try to see a brighter light, and everything will be fine. And I'm so grateful for the challenge and my challenge family and my supporters. You guys mean the world to me, and I do just want to share more of my journey because it's a journey. And I do have a lot to say. I don't share a lot, but I do have a lot inside here and here. So I'm going to try to share more with you guys. And thank you so much again for your love and support. Comment, like, subscribe. I don't know what video is coming next. I kind of want to go for like a helicopter ride over New York and make a YouTube video. So I might do that. But I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. And mwah!